In your previous interviews, I noticed you mentioned maintaining a cautiously optimistic outlook for European companies in China in 2025. How should we understand this cautious optimism?
Like many Chinese companies, European companies are also feeling that the demand growth has not been as strong as anticipated. But I think no one really doubts the longer-term potential of the Chinese market. And I think you will find that the number of European companies 5 years from now will not have changed dramatically. We certainly don't see European companies leaving the Chinese market. So I think there is a recognition that right now there might be temporary challenges in terms of having a match between supply and demand and in terms of growing demand. But in the longer terms, there's a high degree of trust in the fundamentals of the Chinese economy and the ability of China to get back on a growth trajectory.
And I know 2025 marks the 50th anniversary of China and EU diplomatic relations. So reflecting the past half-century relationship between these two sides, how would you see the evolution of the economic and trade relations between the two sides?
But when you look back, it's clear that over the past 50 years, enormous value has been created, not just for China, but also for Europe. Of course, we have seen how China has emerged as the world's largest trading nation and as a manufacturing hub. For Europe also, there's been significant benefits. I think there's no doubt that the access to Chinese supply chains has created enormous additional purchasing power for European consumers, and that's a good thing. So I think it's very important that we take the opportunity of the 50th anniversary to look at how can we address some of these imbalances and make sure that we find a model for collaboration that also works for the next 50 years going forward.
The last question, let's switch to some topics more relaxing. I believe you have heard Labubu. What lessons Pop Mart can offer to the SMEs in both China and European countries?
Certainly it illustrates that it's possible in some cases with hard work and a bit of luck to develop from being a relatively small company to be a large international company, and I think they have done that very, very well and found a model that obviously has worked with the right product and targeting the right audiences and stuff like that. So I think for many companies, also SMEs, I mean, it is inspirational.